Hello, everyone. We're back today, and my name is Marie de la Nota, Ethereal Crystals Master, and I have with me my wonderful Caroline.
Yes, hello, good morning, good day. I'm Caroline Bruse, and I'm a spiritual mentor and expert in chakra balancing. And today we talk about the second chakra, and that's the Sacral Chakra, or also called the Svadhisthana.
Yeah, the epicenter of self-consciousness.
Yes.
The
And
center of our emotions, creativity, sexuality. I think we can all link to that one and how important it is.
definitely, and it's also connected to our body. So last week we talked about the roots, so the energy that holds us here on earth, and the Sacral Chakra is the energy that holds us in our bodies. We are connected to our bodies. I think the translation in Svadhisthana is the Sanskrit word for it, and the translation is something like a beautiful home for the soul or something like this. And I really love it because it's like, yeah, this is my home. This is where I live, and this I had to care of it, and I can yeah, design it beautifully for me that my soul feels really happy to live in it.
That's absolutely beautiful. That's lovely. Well, I think for women, it might be a little bit more easy to understand about this home, being home in our body, about our emotions, how we feel being creative, because of course that center is our womb. For a man,
Yeah.
it might be harder to understand this because, you know, we as women carry children. So there's an easier relation to this, even though for the man, it's actually, as for women, it's the womb. For a man, it's the prostate.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound as, you know, exciting and, you know, as a womb, but it's just as important. So that men, when they want to heal that epicenter of self-consciousness, when they want to work on their emotions and heal and create creativity and a healthy sexuality, they need to go and work and tune into their prostate, and women to their wombs. Because you often see with men, so they always say, oh, your prostate problems come in their 50s and when they're older. But that's actually because that's the time when most men retire, and they suddenly come to that age, they don't provide for their family anymore because the children are growing up. So things change. So they're feeling... That's the dog.
It's fine.
The dog's chewing her bone. She's enjoying it. He's enjoying it. So they feel useless. So they and that's where the problems with the prostates come from.
Yeah. And also, if I know a story about a man who was really like Catholic, and he only had sex with his wife to make a baby. And of course, once the wife was too old to get babies, so they stopped having sex, and then he get a cancer in the prostate, and he was really happy that they had this. He had this surgery, and he couldn't have sex after it because he was like, oh, now I'm released because I want to have it, but I'm not allowed to. So this is really crazy stuff and hard stuff for both, of course, for women and for men, if they didn't allow themselves to have sex. And of course, or most of them really get ill then somewhere in this area, because
absolutely,
because it's a natural, it's natural for us to have sex, and not only for have babies, to have babies. This is really a Catholic or a church thing.
Absolutely,
Sexuality is really, it's a power that's really important for us to come in our creativity too, and to feel alive.
Yes, indeed, because it's the sacral chakra can really get blocked by the religious or moral severity against lust.
Yes.
And I think where I live here in Ireland is still a very heavy aftermath of that, actually, because it's only recently that we're really changing, and it's not all about that religion anymore. But it's not just in this country, it's in many countries all over the world. But of course, Ireland was a very Catholic country, so it's vibrations that are still being healed here. But you see that because there's even that goes from family to family as well. But now, luckily, as things are changing, because women, I think, have been a lot longer trying to heal this and been working on this. But for men, then going slightly off on another angle about talking about their emotions. They always had to be tough, be a man. So they had to, this is only recently that they've been starting to heal this. And it's very important because they're the fathers of the next generations of the coming women and men. So we need to cut that circle, and women and men working on this, so we no longer pass this these issues around sex, religious and moral severity against it, so we can heal this beautifully, and we come back to the beauty of sexuality. Of course, we're talking about the beautiful enjoyment in a healthy way, or using the sexual power to push ourselves forward in a powerful way, because you can use it in so many different ways, not just sex as people physically know it. And that's really important to tell as well, because of course we're not talking about people who then go in overdrive in sex, because then there's also a blockage.
Definitely. I wanted to add that also the championship to have an orgasm is not connected to Sacral Chakra. Yeah, it's really like to let this energy flow, and if that happens, it's fine, and if not, it's fine too. And on the other hand, of course, it's important for us women to really take care of our body and of our orgasm too. So so we can go deep in the sexual issue of the Sacral Chakra, but I think it's also what you mentioned, the emotions in general. Yeah, so most of us really are not connected to our emotions. As you said, of course, mean, because I don't know, in German there exists this sentence that mean don't cry. Yeah, so they are weak if they cry, and of course they are allowed to cry, and it's really important for them to cry. And on the other hand, it's for in general, it's common not to show too much emotions. Yeah, so really to control emotions. So I'm not good if I'm too emotional on the one hand, and on the other hand, we often are emotional at the wrong place.
Yeah.
So I can tell a little story. I'm crying a lot, and I really know, okay, it's my inner child, and it's also in the women line. So the women of my family cry a lot. So I don't know, some old stuff. Yeah, and I worked a lot on it, because something happened in my life, like my boss was telling me something like, Carolina, that you didn't do that good. Next time, do it better. And I started crying. Yeah, it was like totally embarrassing for me, because it was not like that he was shouting at me, or he was only saying, next time, please do it in another way. And I was like, so and this is having emotions at the wrong place. And this is also if you're not really connected to your Sacral Chakra. Yeah,
well, you haven't been allowed to show these emotions. And of course, because we the guilt and shame is of course solar plexus, but they lay so closely together. Guilt and shame are the ones that come out if you can't deal with those emotions in a healthy
I felt
way.
guilty. I had did something wrong. I felt guilty. I started crying. So this was the connection. And of course, in my adult being was like, oh no, child, stop crying.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's allowing, I think, as adults, how we can improve things, how we can change things for the better, is really teaching our children to allow them to feel what they're feeling. It's not silly. It's never silly.
No.
Even if for us it has no meaning. It has meaning for the child. Otherwise, they wouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
So giving them that space and allowing them to feel what they're feeling and give names to it. So, you're feeling irritated, you're feeling upset, you're feeling sad, you're feeling angry. They are all really important, valid emotions, because they tell you so much about your life, about what you want, about what you don't want. And it's learning to set those boundaries that way as well, because normally when we're feeling certain ways, maybe someone stepped in your boundary, but if we've been told, oh, it's silly, then we being taught that it's okay for other people to step over the boundary and come too close. So, and that is not okay, because we all deserve that healthy boundary around us, that we set for ourselves. But if we're being told it's silly, it's stupid, or it's nothing, well, then we're being taught it's all right, cross your boundaries with me, I won't do anything back, or and then of course people prop these emotions up and it festers. And the emotion, or the illness, I should say, the illness linked to festering emotions, because we haven't acknowledged them, because we don't know what to do with them, is cancer.
Yeah.
And it's like the illness of the century. So many people deal with it, but that's where it's coming from.
Yeah.
It's from never having been taught to listen to the emotions, to acknowledge them, and how to deal with them. It's a must. They should teach it to all small children.
Yeah, definitely.
In schools.
Yeah.
Part of the curriculum.
Yeah. And the paradox is that it's also important not to be drawn by your emotions. That if you feel emotion, and if you're angry, or if you're sad, it's totally fine. I really love to go through these emotions, but then also to be able to step out. That this emotions,
deal with it.
That these emotions do not drive your bus. You drive the bus.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, and this is also really important, because this is a paradox. On the one hand, it's really important to live the emotions, and on the other hand, it's really important not to be driven by your emotions. That really you're able to go this step back and say, okay, yeah, this is my inner child now crying, and it's fine, and I'm there for you, and I befriend you. It's fine. I befriend the emotion, and I can handle my life without these emotions. So it's really tricky.
But it's the guidance, isn't it? It's the guidance system. It's like you're walking around with a compass because you want to go certain ways, and the compass, I don't know, something's going on, you start shaking and bashing it, well, it will be broken. So that's what we're doing with the emotions. It's like, no, and then of course that guidance system is broken, and then you don't know which way to go, because you've never been taught how to lovingly deal with it. And like you say, look at it from a distance. It's in you saying this, that, whatever, and then go past it.
And for me, it's really important, as you come to the point how to balance the chakra. It's really important to play like a child, to play like children, to really come into the state of playing. If you're outside, don't be ashamed to feel like a children, and to play like a children. It's so important to really connect to this, and you can do it, of course, like a child, that you go to a playground and and play on all the, I don't know how it's called, all the stuff on a playground, but that you really play on a playground, or you be creative, acting, singing, all the stuff that the children really love to do it, and then you
move your body,
connect with your body, and connect to this energy of I want to play, and even in these times, I think it's really important to make space for this, because we have really challenging times, and of course it's important to see this and not to bypass it, but it's really important to take time to play around, to really connect to your inner child, to ask your inner child, what do you want now, what do you like to do, and not to be ashamed of, I don't know, if it says, I want to go out and I don't know, play in the grass, then do it, of course, do it. So, picking flowers, I don't know if that's the right word.
But it's really it's also connects to that gut feel, of course, everything happening, and again, if we've never learned to deal with the emotions, well, how can we listen to our gut feel to which way to go if we don't play with it, if we don't listen to the emotions, if we don't play, if we don't move our bodies, if we don't connect with our bodies? So that's all really a great thing we can do in order to heal that again.
And for me, clients often asking if I say something like that, if you feel to have fresh air, then go for a walk. If you feel to sleep, then sleep. And they are, of course, asking me, but sorry, if I'm working, I can't go out and I can't sleep because I sit in the office and I can't do it, or my children want me, or whatever. And then for me, it's always really important to give the energy the space and say, okay, I've seen you, I heard you, I heard body, system, energy, I heard you, I heard that you want to go out, but now I really can't. It's not possible. We will do it later, to really get in contact, and not like being angry, like something, but I have to work now, so I can't go out. So what are you telling me, body? Something like this. Really to also befriend this feeling. Okay, I heard you. At this minute, I really can't do it. So, but we will do it later. And then, of course, you have to do it later. It's a bit. I also take the analogy of if a friend is calling you and ask if you want to go to the cinema with him, and you don't have time, and if you say 10 times, sorry, I don't have time, then the friend won't call anymore. And this is the same how we block this chakra by not hearing our emotions, and also the feeling of, I need fresh air, I need to move, I need to sleep, I need whatever, a bath.
Isn't that a little bit like exactly what you were saying? Then first, we, of course, before we start being aware of it, we react angry. We're like, oh, I can't do this now, Isn't that the voice of a parent or someone in your family line? So you literally have to learn to, okay, that's how it was, I'm going to do this differently. So you need to react to yourself as the parent you needed, as the reaction towards you that you really needed. So you kind of need to reprogram it by doing it yourself.
That's really well said. I think it's really often the parent or the whoever, the controlling aspect. So during work you can't do this, so that works in us, and of course sometimes it's not possible, but then really to say, okay, I heard you and I will do it again. I will do it later.
But aren't we then we can kind of slowly, to another point I would love to make here regarding the sacral chakra, we got creativity, and then we come to the system which humanity has created, which has not given any space for the individual, for the child, to do anything the way it feels to him or her. So the system is so rigid. You sit at a table, on a chair, and you need to listen. I had low battery there suddenly. So it's really the system that needs to change, and slowly but surely it is changing. Because if we want humans to heal that sacral chakra, the emotions, sexuality, because there's such high I'm going off on another one here now, but I'll go back to what I was trying to say. So much alcohol issues, sexual addictions, because people are put in systems, rigid systems, whether it's from home, do this, sit down, don't feel, that's too much, that's not true. And they do the same in school, but luckily, slowly but surely, school systems really slowly are changing. For example, my son is in a school, is self-directed learning, so they have the complete freedom to do whatever they feel like doing during the day, because and to give an example, that's the ethos behind it. All inventors, how do they come to their big ideas? It's not when they sit at a table and they, it's not. It's when they play. It's when they have the freedom to explore, to follow what they're feeling, to follow their gut feel. That's how these new ideas come. So that's the ethos behind it. That's how the school system, to my feeling, has to fully evolve to. So we give our children the freedom to think and feel and really learn to trust that gut feel to where they need to be.
Yeah, definitely. It's so important to allow ourselves to be. And I think we often are not allowed. And it's not only because they want to keep us small, because where people are not in their full power, they are like, I don't know the word in English. You can I don't know, sorry, doesn't matter. But it's also important that our systems really are disconnected to all these energies. And I think this is really why we are doing it a bit, because we want to show you how easy energy can flow if you really be aware of it, and if you set intentions, and if you how life can change to really like natural feeling. And another story of me, when I started to really connect to my sacral chakra, or since I did it, I also have another connection to food. I eat different since then, and there are days that I really know, today, I don't know, I have to eat mushrooms, and I don't know why. It's like, why mushrooms? But I have this feeling of mushrooms, and then I eat them and I feel better, and I'm sure, because my body told me, okay, you need this nutrition now, you need something that is in mushrooms for today. And there are other days I'm not the one who's really eating a lot of fruits, but there are days that is like, okay, today is a fruit day. And it's totally fine that on other days it's not a fruit day. This is also, we try to control our the thing we eat. We try to control our bodies by doing a lot of sports and doing trying to eat really healthy. And for me, if you're really connected, you do sport when it's time for you to do sports. And I don't want to tell that sports is bad, but if you do sports because of, it's also an addiction. You have to do sports, and if I don't feel good. I have to eat healthy, and if I don't, I'm a bad woman. Something like this. So this is really important to deeply connect.
This goes back to the rigid system, isn't it? Do this, do that. If you don't do that, so, and again, even though that's closely connected to our solar plexus of the right to act, even though we're now talking about the right to feel. But it's crucially important to listen to that gut feel, and everything you need for your health is being given to you, is being told. It's because otherwise, indeed, so I think a big one to do, which when your emotions are, that sacral chakra is completely blocked, is of course certain physical illnesses come out, which I've already mentioned before. Any issues with the womb, anything from in your belly, basically. And one of them is infections as well, or accidents. When you have severe accidents, it's normally someone who could no longer deal with the emotions. It was too much. I went through that myself with infection, where I couldn't, I had streptococcus A, so I couldn't communicate what I was feeling. So streptococcus is in the throat, and it sat on my womb. So I couldn't communicate what I was feeling. But at that time I was pregnant. So, and that resulted in my baby being born 16 weeks prematurely. So that was my body telling me, I can't deal with this anymore. You need to do something. But of course, that was then linked. And that's where, again, the awareness comes in. Become aware of what's happening in your life, what's happening to your body, how you're feeling. Because then it's a real puzzle how you can put everything in front and really look at what you can do to change things. And so, of course, for me, it already came from family lines, from my childhood, where I wasn't allowed to communicate because it was, sit down, be quiet. So how on earth can we as adults communicate what we're feeling if we can't even speak? If we're not even allowed to say what we desire, what we want. Desire, it's in the womb, it's the sacral chakra again. So, infections, severe accidents are a real wake up, and cancer of hello, you need to really, really, really connect and listen to what your body is saying, to your emotions, and heal.
And for me, it's really, really great to see how life can change if you be more aware of all of this, of all the chakras, but also of the sacral chakra. That you really, my life feels more connected to myself since I worked with the chakras. I feel like I'm more myself. Before I felt myself and I was not connected to it. And now I'm like, here I am, and this is me. And I stopped thinking about what could other people say, or is it right what I'm doing, or whatever. All the doubts you have really stopped since I really worked with my natural, and everybody has this natural energy. And if this energy is blocked, of course, really a lot of things in life also block. And a good thing to connect also to the sacral chakra is to be in or be with water, because water is the element of the chakra. And if you have, I don't know, you don't really know, or you have mixed emotions to a special topic, then go to the water, connect yourself to the water, sit days at the seaside, at a lake, whatever, and let this energy of the water flow through your body. And once there will be the point where you can make the decision, because you're clear what emotion is behind and what's the right emotion to this. I really love it. It's sometimes it's so easy. If we know.
But that's the thing, isn't it? Once we become aware, we open that door, even though just a tiny bit. And there will be days where it's really hard and we think like this is not going to work. But if you just stick to it bit by bit, that door will open more and more until you start feeling the difference. You're like, oh my goodness, I've listened, and look at the results. And wow, I feel like this. And that's when things really change.
Yeah. And what comes into my mind was also, we already talked about the sexual part, but that a lot of women really have problems with their period. They really it hurts, and sometimes I hear things like, I have my bloody hell. So that a lot of women are really angry about it. And for me, it's so important that we really know that it's first it's a cycle. So we are connected to all the cycles of the earth with our own cycle. So it's like the moon or the earth, or from the I don't know how it's called, from spring to winter time, this cycle.
Seasons, the seasons,
yeah, of course, it's a
the
season.
day and night, everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all You see, women who have really heavy periods, blood is actually, when I do healing work and I see blood, it's always related to anger.
Yeah.
When there's a lot of blood, so women with very heavy periods often still have a lot of anger that needs to be released, or the pain as well is, of course, those emotions that are stuck and that they can't let go of. So they have the pain physically. So if we start looking at our own cycle, it also gives us loads of information about how we deal with the cycle of life.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And I honestly, I am so happy that I feel my body so good, that I really feel where I am in my cycle, where am I in my cycle. And I know, okay, I don't know, these days, okay, today I'm a bit sad, but it's fine. Or today I need more, calm down a bit more. Or today I am, or in these days I'm really powerful, or all the stuff. And I really love to really be connected to it, and because it explains a lot. Yeah, it explains why I feel like this or that. It explains that I am in different moods, and this is, for me, it's really, really great. I love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. I love it too, that you know, oh, I'm there in my cycle. This is why I feel that way. Okay, maybe I deal with letting go, or now's the time to be powerful, or now's the time to start some new things. So it's a great thing to teach our children, our girls who will become women, to really listen to that cycle. Because you see, a flower or a tree will not get angry because it hasn't got any flowers. It just knows, now I'm resting and I'm doing up strength to then start new seeds, start new blossoms, and then flower again. And it's exactly the same for us. Everything has a time, everything has a moment, and it's this ever-evolving, beautiful cycle. And if we as women can really connect with that, because we have the luck that our bodies are showing us. Men haven't got that, but men also have cycles. They just have to really tune in to themselves and find that cycle. But when women have that luck that our bodies are just doing it for us.
Obviously, in our case, it's really like,
that's the word. It's more obvious for a woman to find that cycle. But a man also has a cycle, but he just needs to tune in even more carefully, because they haven't got what women have. Yeah.
And I think it was yesterday I read something in Facebook, a meme, and it was about so stop doing sports at a special time at your period. It's only marketing that they tell you that you can. But if you feel like, I want to sleep, go to bed. Yeah. So because this is really, we all know this. What's the word from the films on TV, where commercials. So
commercials,
the commercials where it's like, and with this and this tampon you can do everything, and do sports and go swimming and and work, and but if you don't feel, then you don't have to do it. And there's a reason why you have these, I don't know, 3-4 days where you don't want to do anything than resting and being calm. And it's also about, we talked about already about the control. We want to control our bodies, so it's great to do sports even if I have my period. But you don't have to.
Or do something, but do it adjusted. You know, like if you do yoga, do really slow movements.
Slowly, whatever.
The way it feels. But of course, we come really closely to our next topic, which we will discuss in the next podcast or video, is the right to act. So it's that will, and that's also the energy point of the alignment of the energy, the distribution, the equal distribution of energy throughout the body. but we'll discuss that in the next one. And I think we are, unless there's something else you would love to mention, but maybe we're ready for a ethereal crystals healing meditation. Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I'm fine.
Good. That's great. Well, if you have a moment, you can, of course, if you can't, take the time to close your eyes and really be with yourself. You can also just listen to it, and it will also have effect. But if you can take a moment, you close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you just release everything and you settle nicely into your chair. And as a woman, when you're ready, you can go with your attention to your womb, or with a space where your womb is. And a man can go with his attention to his prostate. This is about feeling valued, feeling useful, to create, to expand. So fill up that prostate, your womb, with that feeling, that energy of being valued, that wonderful emotion. You can see it as a glowing orange light. So a beautiful glowing orange light that fills your womb or your prostate. And also put in the emotion of being valued for what you feel, for what you create, for your sexual power, your beautiful creative sexual power. And I will place for you in your womb or in your prostate the energy of the ruby crystal. And it will be activated when I snap my fingers. And then really feel the power of that healing crystal. When you're ready, you can go with your attention to about 2 centimeters underneath your belly button, inside your body. That's where the energy point of the emotion, sexuality, creativity, the sacral chakra, has its home. And see a glowing ball of orange light within. And it might be turning a bit slow, or it might be a bit dark. So try with your mind, even if you don't see it in your mind's eye, just know that it's getting brighter and it's turning faster and faster, because that's what you want, a healthy working sacral chakra. See it swirling beautifully, shining gorgeous orange light. And it opens up like a light. And that light goes through your stomach, your heart, connects it all. And add the feeling of being creative, being conscious, healthy emotions. And when I snap my fingers, I activate, as I place within your sacral chakra, the energy of the garnet crystal. Stop hiding and find your treasure. Now in your imagination or in real, you can put out your hands, one underneath the other. As I'm placing in your hands the energy of the rose quartz. As I snap my fingers, it's laying in your hands. See how it glows. It is sweet, gentle, light and beautiful. And it's a gift to you, saying to be gentle with yourself. And now with your imagination, bring that beautiful energy and place it in your pelvic. Place it in there beautifully and accept and promise yourself to be patient, to be gentle and kind with yourself, to listen to yourself, your emotions, your guidance, so you can feel good, you have fun, and you heal. And when you're ready, you can take a deep breath in and come back to your consciousness, to the room you're in. Move your body gently, and when you are ready, you can open your eyes and be back in the room.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Well, thank you, Caroline. This is it for our next one, the right to feel our sacral chakra. My name's Marie de la Nota, Ethereal Crystals Master.
Caroline Rose, spiritual mentor and expert in chakra healing and balancing.
Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, thank you, Marie.
Thank you.